So we are going to do a Christmas flower, Poinsettia. Okay, so that's a Christmas flower. So let's begin. Now first we need to make the centers. So the center is basically, you can take any of the waste material that you have, and you're going to cut 4 to 5 long length pieces. This is for the center, so you're going to use just any waste paper like this, and you're going to, and this is duplex paper, you're going to just turn it and keep them. So you're going to make 4 of this. Okay, so I have made 4 of them. We keep it separate. Now we cut the second part of the flower. So for the second part, I have taken 2 pieces of one green and one yellow. Stretch it. As you all know, this is duplex paper. Duplex paper is a paper, crepe paper, which will have 2 colors. This is the one color and this is another color. Some of the duplex papers have the same color on both the sides, or there will be very mild difference. This is duplex paper. So now this is for the second part of the flower. I have taken this strip. I will fold it to cut quickly. I stretched it first. Now I folded it, and I'm going to snip 3/4. See, only till here. Now I'm going to fringe it tiny. Always support your scissor with your finger, and it's very easy to snip. So here I have snipped it till the end, and you can see I have 2. Now this much is sufficient for 2 flowers. So I'm going to just trim it in the center and keep it. I'm going to keep this like this. So this is our... So now I'm going to show you how to cut the petals. The petals are nothing but in the shape of a leaf. So the smallest petal is going to be about, okay, so the smallest petal is going to be about 9 centimeters from the base to the tip. So basically nothing but a shape of a leaf in a little curvy manner. See, just the second petal will be a little longer, same way, and the third petal a little more longer. So basically you just have 3 leaf-like shapes, but you have it a little curvy here and there. So this is the shapes of the poinsettia flowers. You are going to cut the shapes. You're going to cut it out on this paper and then again cut it out on a thicker paper, so that you can keep these templates forever. So here I have cut the 3 shapes, 3 sizes, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to cut it on the duplex paper. So I have cut out from this paper. I've taken, and I have also cut out on a thicker cardboard, so that this remains as your template forever. So you can write on this behind poinsettia flowers, and you can write that you need to cut 3 petals, and also do this marking like this, because as I had told you all in the previous videos, this is the grain of the paper. This is the grain. The lines coming down like this is the grain. So when you mark it like this with 2 parallel lines facing like this, you know you have to cut it like this. Okay, if the petal has lines going horizontally, then you have to place your petal like this and cut it. So this is the thing which you have to remember when using crepe paper. So now I have cut all the petals on thicker cardboard, and these are going to remain as my guideline for every time I make flowers. So I'm going to cut 3 of this small size, 4 of the medium size, and 6 of the bigger size. So we fold the scrape paper very close. I need 3 of the small size. So this, I folded it thrice. I place my petal on it. If you are not sure, you can draw the outline on the underside, okay, on the wrong side, and you can cut it. But if you can do it like this, you can cut it. Similarly, we're going to cut all the petals. So here I got 3 of the small petals. Of the small petals, and in the same way I'm going to cut all the other petals. Okay, so I cut 3, I'm going to cut the remaining. So I have cut 4 of this, 3 of this size, the small size, and 6 of the larger size. Okay, so now we are going to vein the petals. Each petal we are going to wire it from underneath. So you will take thin wire and cut it the size of your petal, okay, little longer. Okay, so for all the petals you will cut it according to the size of your petal. Now I have cut thin strips here of the same red color. Stretch it out and you will wrap it around this wire. So put a little glue on the paper, very little glue, and wrap your wire. In between you can just apply a little bit of glue, and at the end, not required to put more glue, because when you are sticking the wire you will be putting glue for the entire wire. Now you will take this, stick the wire, apply glue to the entire length of your petal. Now you have to be careful to check this. This is the darker side. One second. This is the darker side. And you can see this is a little lighter side. So I am going to use this darker side. So you have to be careful that you wire it on the lighter side. So I'm going to put this wire from the top to the end, and I'm going to press it down. So I have wired one of my petals. In the same manner, I'm going to wire all the petals. Remember to keep a little most wire down to bind the flower together. So this is one petal. I'll do all the petals now. So here I have wired all the petals. You can see I have wired them. Press them so you get this mid-center impression over here. So all the petals are wired. We have done this. I showed you this, and these are 3 small ones, 4 medium, and 6 large. Okay. So after I have wired the petals, I'm going to take something firm but soft. You can take a foam sheet or anything that you have, but this magazine is also doing the job. Now this is the wired side. On the other side, first of all, press this wire part. So you will get the impression of the wire. Then you take any skewer or anything, make lines close to the wire and right till the 3, 4 lines, depends. So you will get this. Oh, see that so you will get this wiring. Okay, so you do this for all the petals. I have done it for few more. See this? It gives it that. Okay, so we do it for all the petals. I have made these impressions. Now let's start assembling the flower. So now to assemble the flower. So you're going to take a thicker wire. You always bend it at the edge. Form this loop so that the wire doesn't slip out. Okay. So now we are going to take this two that we have, the green and the yellow. We're going to hold it together. But before that, we are going to use your thumb and your finger and just, do this. So open it single, but do it together, then you open it out. You can see this. Open it out, but so you'll get it this way. So we'll do the green one also. So see, I have done it for both. Now I'm going to take this wire, going to dip it in a little Fevicol, and I'm going to start winding it. Both the green and the yellow strip together. But in between, as I'm winding this, I'm going to put this. Remember we did this red ones? I'm going to put them in between as I wind. So I have 4 of these. So as I wind, I'm going to put this in between here and there. So you can put some Fevicol if you want, and you're going to I'm going to put one this side. And ultimately I'm going to put Fevicol at the end and stick this up. See this? Okay, now I'm not going to keep this so long. We can trim it a little bit. And also the centers, we can trim it. Once you have stuck this, okay, got this firmly done, now we are going to attach the petals. Okay, so we are going to attach the petals. One second, sorry. Okay, we are going to attach the petals a little lower because we need this to be seen. So we're going to attach the petals lower. So we attach, this is the first petal. These are the small petals, so we're going to line them in the opposite direction, totally opposite directions. So you can see they are lower because we need this to be seen. And this petal comes here. So 3 petals done, the small petals. Now for the medium petals. The medium petals are 4. So we'll just place them randomly, just spacing them out. Just turn your petals a little bit, okay? 2, and this is 4th, 3rd, sorry. I'm going to put one more here together, close by. See that your petals don't cover the center. You can see my center is open, wide enough. Now we'll attach the 6 large petals. Again, you decide where you want to space them out. They should be round. So I've spaced out 1. They are just overlapping, so it's left to you to space them out neatly. This is 3. 1 second. Hold this firmly so that you wrap properly. 3. This is the 4th one. And put the 5th one here. And you can find some space here, so I'll put the 6th one here. Now when you wrap this, you will come wrapping it little lower. So wrap it round, cut off the thread, because it's not possible to tie a knot since the flower is too huge. Just put some Fevicol here so that the thread is. So here now you can space them out. Yeah. So now let's make the leaves, then we come back to the flower. Now see, this is your poinsettia flower. If you feel your leaves are too oval, you can trim them a little. You can also make these flowers with satin. I am simply trimming them just to show you that it can be done, but I would basically not trim them. If you want them pointed, you can do this. Okay. So here you are. So see, the poinsettia flower is ready. Now we'll do the leaves. For the poinsettia leaves, you will take a paper, fold it into half, and you need at least this size leaf. So from here you will come like this, go in and come, go deep in and slightly curve it out. So when you cut, you will get a shape like this. Okay, so you got it. Fold the paper into half, come down, point it, and then a little oval and little length. Now this leaf, I will cut 2 leaves on green crepe paper. Now for this leaf paper, you can see the 2 different colors. See, very visible. You know, the red was not so visible, but see the green. This is a very olive green and this is a bottle green sort of. So it depends on you which side of the paper, which color you want to use for your leaf. I'm going to go with the olive green side, and I'm going to place my leaf vertically and cut it. I'm going to cut 2 leaves for each flower. So I have done the leaves, I have also veined them, and I have put a wire. I'm just going to place the leaves somewhere in between. Same way, both the leaves. And here you can see the beautiful poinsettia flower is ready. You make 5-6 of them and you have a beautiful table, center table decoration. So now to wrap the stem at the back, you can use green tape if you want. Green tape already has a sticky side, but I'm using the crepe paper. I've just cut a strip of crepe paper and I'm going to just wrap it round. Wrap it on the top 1 or 2 times, and after you have wrapped it twice or thrice, you can just come down. Keep wrapping it and come down to whatever length you want. If you're making a arrangement, you don't need much of wire. Just twist them and put them 2 or 3 together on a table for Christmas is really good. You can put little bit streaks of gold. It will look still better.